Hello, fellow humans. It's Sunday, April 23rd, 2017 at 4:57 p.m. And I just created a new word, humicorn. Human unicorn. It's a nice gender neutral term. It covers everyone. So, hello, fellow humicorns. So today is a mental health video, and I wanted to talk about what it's like having social anxiety. I want to talk about social anxiety because my social anxiety was very prevalent and uh, noticeable yesterday, and it was greatly affecting my day. So I thought, why not share with the world what it's like having social anxiety? So let's start with the symptoms. These are emotional and behavioral symptoms. Fear of situations in which you may be judged, worrying about embarrassing or humiliating yourself, concern that you'll offend someone, intense fear of interacting or talking with strangers, fears that others will notice that you look anxious, fear of physical symptoms that may cause you embarrassment, such as blushing, sweating, trembling, or having a shaky voice, avoiding doing things or speaking to people out of fear of embarrassment, avoiding situations where you might be the center of attention, having anxiety in anticipation of a feared activity or event, spending time after a social situation analyzing your performance and identifying flaws in your interactions, expecting the worst possible consequences from a negative experience during a social situation. Now, there are physical symptoms such as fast heartbeat, upset stomach or nausea, trouble catching your breath, dizziness or lightheadedness, confusion or feeling out of body, diarrhea, and muscle tension, and avoiding normal situations, such as using a public restroom, interacting with strangers, eating in front of others, making eye contact, initiating conversations, dating, attending parties or social events, going to work or school, entering a room where people are already seated, or returning items to a store. That is quite the list, is it not? So you can tell that a lot of the things that were said literally affect your daily life because most of them have to do with your interactions with people. And we are human beings in which you have to interact with other people. And if you have social anxiety, that can be really difficult to do. So the things that connect to me specifically are definitely fear of let's see. Avoiding doing things or speaking to people out of fear or embarrassment, and having anxiety in anticipation of a feared activity or event. So yesterday was my birthday is on Tuesday, and I'm going to turn 27. And so yesterday I decided that I wanted to throw myself a little birthday celebration and invite some people. Well, the anxiety that has been surrounding me having this party, I think I created this group like a month ago, this thing. I was first stressing out about whether I even create a Facebook event for this because, it's going to be really embarrassing if everyone says that they can't come. And then I was like, who do I invite? Like, I'm only going to have like 3 friends. Nobody's going to want to come. And then the day actually came yesterday, and I was really looking forward to it. I had bought a new dress. I planned that I was going to do my makeup. Like, I was all ready, and I was really excited for this day. Like, not for it to be like, oh, it's all about me, but just to hang out with people and have a chance to, just interact with people that I consider my friends. But then a lot of people, I think I invited like 10 people, which is like definitely like 8 more than I thought I was going to invite. But a lot of people were like messaging me during the day and saying like, hey, sorry, I can't come. Then the 2 people that I knew for sure were coming that like I'm really close to weren't going to be able to come until like 11 or 11:30, and I had my party starting at 9. And it was at a bar in Manhattan, my favorite bar. And so around 6 o'clock is when the panic really set in. And I was like, nobody's going to come. You're going to be alone. You're going to be all dressed up and nobody's going to come to your party. You're an idiot. You're a loser. You should have never done this. You need to cancel your party. Everyone hates you. You have no friends. Just don't fucking go. And so I was like really considering canceling my party because I didn't want to be embarrassed, when nobody shows up. And, I was just picturing myself being in this bar alone and like crying and having makeup coming down my face and just looking like a complete schlub. But luckily, I posted in an anxiety support group and I just let people know what was going on. And people were very supportive and they were saying, like, you look great, just have fun. Even if no one comes, like, enjoy the night by yourself. So I said, okay, I'll go. And I'm gonna go. If no one shows up, I'm gonna get there right away. I'm gonna order myself a margarita and have some mozzarella sticks and just like kind of, hang out. But I luckily people showed up, thank God. Um, it was a small group. It was five other people, but I'm really grateful for those five people that came because I felt really special and important and needed and wanted. And like, I personally usually avoid social situations in which I don't really know people. So the fact that I decided to like throw a party for myself was like a really big step. Because the way that my anxiety affects me is, let's say I have a good friend and my friend and I are supposed to hang out, and then they have a friend that they want to like tag along. I am very uncomfortable in those situations. So usually if I know ahead of time that I'm going to be in a group of people plus my friend, like, I just won't go because I can't handle being around people I don't know. Why? Because I'm afraid that these people are judging me. I just shut down completely. I like fall into myself and I can't talk to people. I get nervous. I feel like people are judging me. I feel like people think I'm fat and ugly and disgusting and they're like, ew, why is he here? I don't even want to look at him. And my mind just like goes to all these really negative places. But then on top of that, it feels like someone's sitting on my chest and I can't breathe. And I just, I'm kind of a little bit dissociated because I feel like I'm not really there. And then I can't breathe and I feel when I actually am talking to someone this immense like connection, but it's so like superficial that I feel, I don't know how to describe it, but I can think of many times when my classmates and I would go to this bar that I would be so anxious and just be like trying to talk to someone. Meanwhile, I can't breathe and I'm thinking, okay, this person is paying attention to you, but this is so superficial because I just feel so lonely all the time. Like, I hate admitting this, but like, I really don't have a lot of friends. Like, very slowly, I'm starting to make friends in the city, and I've been here for almost 3 years, but it's always been very difficult for me to not only get friends, but to maintain friendships is definitely like one of the most difficult things in my life that I have to deal with because it's hard for me to talk to new people. It's hard for me to trust people. People usually run away. People usually abandon me, which sucks because I also have borderline personality disorder, and those symptoms like get in the way of how I interact with people, and it's just really frustrating. And social anxiety just sucks. Like, I don't have a problem using like a public bathroom at all. I know some people literally can't. But another thing that I have a difficult time with is eating in front of people. I used to never be able to eat in front of people ever. I never went on dates with people because I couldn't eat in front of people. I've definitely gotten a lot better about it, but I haven't been on a date where it's like one-on-one with someone, and I'm sure that anxiety is going to come right back to me. And so I usually try to avoid like dinner dates or lunch or anything that really involves food because not only does the social anxiety contribute to that, but I also have like a pretty extensive eating disorder history. So eating food in front of people is like difficult for a whole other host of reasons. Um, so yeah, it definitely affects my life, and I actually wasn't diagnosed with social anxiety until about a year ago. And I was quite surprised that I was diagnosed with it because I think I have like two very distinctive sides to my personality. And on one side, it's that performer. It's like I'm an actor. Uh, I can be very bubbly and outgoing and funny and like the life of the party, and I can exude confidence and, draw people in with my positive energy. But then mostly, like, some people see me as that, and I'm like, that's great, but I don't think, I'm not saying that's fake, but that's not how I really view myself. I view myself as like the loser that has no friends, that sits at home every night, like watching the same reruns of TV shows and going on Omegle to talk to strangers because I don't actually connect with people in real life. And like, you would probably never guess that from watching my YouTube videos. Like, people probably think that I'm really sassy and positive and, that I come off as a confident person, but in real life, I don't feel that way. I feel very other from the world, and I feel alienated a lot of the times, and like I'm misunderstood, and it's just, I feel lonely a lot of the time. And like I said, I really don't like admitting that, because I think loneliness is one of the most vulnerable emotions that you can admit to having. And um but this is just how I am. I talk on my channel about things that are uncomfortable to talk about, because I'm sure there's people that feel the exact same way as me, and I think it's important for me to help people not feel alone, which is why I still have a channel, is in hopes of helping people. So I definitely understand people that have anxiety. I definitely understand social anxiety. I'll probably make another video, like, down the road, about just plain anxiety, because I also have generalized anxiety disorder, and that's a whole other host of symptoms that affects me, aside from the social aspects of social anxiety. So getting that diagnosis a year ago was really helpful to understanding the way that I interact with people, and why, I always get nervous, like being in front of people, and why I've literally had to leave parties because I'm so uncomfortable. And I get it. Like, it's that fear of being judged. And I also do this thing where I will ruminate about things that I said to someone, fucking 5 years ago, and still be ashamed of it. Like, there's this thing that I constantly replay in my mind over and over again that happened like last year, that I wish I would have never said to someone, because they like shot me down, and I'm like so embarrassed that like I suggested, basically, long story short, I asked someone if they wanted to play a gay character with me while we had to do this improv thing, and they were like, no. So I'm still beating myself up about that, like almost 2 years later, because I feel like a fucking idiot, and I feel like a failure, and I'm embarrassed that I even suggested that. So, yeah, that's something I struggle with, and I think about, oh shit, you shouldn't have said that. That was offensive. Like, that wasn't funny. You're an idiot. You're such a loser. So it's just really a lot of negative self-talk that kind of eats away at you. But that's what it's like. I hope that made sense to someone. I hope someone that's watching this understands and connects to what it feels like to basically just feel really uncomfortable, and to be your own worst critic, and not feel confident in interacting with other human beings in the world. So that's my video. I hope you have a good day, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!